So the first thing to keep in mind when you're solving quadratics on a calculator is what you're looking for. On a graph, what you're looking for is where the graph crosses the x-axis. So you're looking at this x-axis line and you're looking for where does your graph cross that line. In a table, you're looking for where the y-coordinate is equal to 0. So you're looking for the x-coordinate when y is equal to 0. So for this particular quadratic, the solution is at x equals -1. You can also see that in a table, and also x equals 3, which you can see in the table. I'll show you how the keystrokes for doing this, but I wanted to make sure that you knew what you were looking for. You're looking for where your graph crosses the x-axis, and you're looking for where y is equal to 0 in your table. So first you have to enter your equation into your calculator. The way you do that is you hit the y equals button, and then you type your equation in. The button next to alpha is how you get an x to go into your equation. This button is a squared. Make sure you keep track of whether you're using a subtraction sign like you do between terms. Here, this would be a subtraction sign, or a negative sign if you had the first term was negative. Then you hit the graph button, and there's your graph. You can see the x-intercepts. The way you get the exact number is you hit second, trace, which is how you get to the calc menu. You choose 0. You can type a 2 or you can arrow down. And then it does this weird thing where you have to surround the 0 with dotted lines. So right now it says left bound. Right now I'm going to focus on the 0 that's over to the left of the x-axis. I'm going to focus on the -0. So I'm going to make sure that my cursor is somewhere to the left of that 0. I could be anywhere over here as long as I'm to the left of that 0. I'm going to hit enter because I am to the left of that 0, and now it says right bound, so I have to move my cursor until I'm to the right of that 0. I also don't want to pass the other 0, so I only want one 0 between my two cursors. Right now, I have my two little arrow things are surrounding this negative x-intercept, and it says to guess. I'm not going to guess, I'm just going to hit enter. And it tells me that there is a 0 at x equals -1. I do the same thing for the other 0, so I'm going to hit second, calc, and then choose 0. And then it says left bound. This time I want to be to the left of the other 0. This cursor is now to the left of the other 0. I hit enter, and now I just have to go past the other 0. So I'm going to the right of that positive 0. Anywhere to the right of it is fine, so I'm going to hit enter. Those two dotted lines are surrounding the 0 that I care about. So they're surrounding this 0, and that's perfect. So now I'm going to hit enter, and the other 0 is at 3. That's how you find it graphically. The way you find it in a table is you hit second, table, and then you arrow until you see that your y-coordinate is 0. So I see that you have one, I have one at x equals 3, but I knew there was also a negative value, so here's the other one at x equals -1. Notice that if you're scrolling and you're on the y-coordinate, you can't scroll, so you have to be on the x-coordinate in order to go up and down in your table. Okay.